And here we are for another real upgrade. So in here I have two bearings, a 683 and a 693. Don't worry, everything will be linked on the description of the video, and this will be a quick one. So now I have the brakes at zero, do a quick free spool test, and it actually spools quite good. So the sizes of the bearing on this bad boy, it's 384, so that is the S693, and you have a 373, which is model 683. So as you can see, this is actually quite fancy. So you have a micro bearing in there, so it's basically a smaller bearing inside of a sleeve, but we will be taking that out. So let's just grab our tools, so the tweezers, the pin remover, and let's deal with it. So firstly, we might want to take the brake side. So let's have the brakes at zero, so the magnets are all the way down, so it's easier to reach the spring. So again, these are not the best tweezers. If you're only doing this once, the toolkit is enough. If you're planning to do this a lot, get a better tweezer. And now just pop the bearing out. See how easy this was? Very, very, very easy. So now just grab the appropriate bearing, which in this case, it's the 683, so 373. So size hole it's 3, the outside diameter it's 7, and the thickness it's 3 millimeters. So let's see it roll. The old one doesn't roll a lot, and now just roll the new one. If the iPhone ever focus on the bearing itself would be nice, but yeah, it's rolling. Believe me, it's rolling. Even though someday we might be able to catch a glimpse of the bearings spooling, but again, no. You can see there not a lot of friction whatsoever, so not even needing the removal tool for the bearing, just pop him in like this. So quite easy. Oops, so easy it came out and got grabbed by the braking magnetic system. So this, a lot of annoyments. So let's pop him back in. I would prefer that this would fit a little bit snug, but I don't feel any vibrations casting, so not a lot of problems with the plane here. Oops, almost lost the spring. So now it's the hard part, putting the spring back through the magnet ring. It might be a little bit tricky, but it's not that bad. So just put one of the sides in and then push the other. So again, better tweezers would make this a little bit better. So I will get the ones that had a little bit of a curve, so I can get a little bit more purchase on it. So let's put one, try to put one of the sides in, the open sides in, and then just apply pressure, and that's in. So not that bad. Again, a lot of movement over there, so I just fixed it in place, but still a little bit of play again. If you don't hear any rattle while you are adjusting and casting your wheel, it will not have any problems. So I'm just certifying that everything is okay. Now I'm just moving the internal brakes, everything works fine. And now the one that usually it's always the same business, so we just put the thick part of the pin ejector, put him in. Let's see if I can find which it's the thicker part of the pin. Some pins will have just have some like indentations inside, but this one it has a taper to it. So now that I've identified the thinner side, I'll just push the pin out. Quite easy. So you start with a thick part, and when the pin is already going inside of the shaft, you might want to take it out, but again, the tweezers are not that great. They will work in a pinch, but again, as I said before, if you plan to do this a lot, buy the tools separately and buy better ones. I might do a video on that because I have better tools. But I want to use this kit because if you're doing only once, the kit is enough. So now with the tin part, you just eject the rest of the pin out, which is again quite easy job. The ejector tool just works fine. This one, the only thing I had to do, it's grind it because the Cadence Elves spool, it's too small and it would not reach the pin. So now the pin is out, just quickly disassemble the tool because you will only need the thick part afterwards to push the pin back in again. And let's grab the 693 bearing. So let's take the old out. You might save this one because this is a micro bearing, even though it's not a ceramic one inside of the sleeve. It's a conventional bearing. Keep it because you might want to reuse the sleeve itself. So this is the 693 model that is going in. So 3 millimeters on the hole, 8 millimeters on diameter, and 4 millimeters of thickness. So let's grab this guy, and these ones are from Reindeer store, so I'm using a lot of different brands to see if there's any difference between them. I'm not a fan of the plastic covers. I prefer the stainless covers or no covers at all on the sides of the bearings, but again, these ones were very cheap and they have ABEX 7 spec and they have silicon nitride spheres inside. So let's just pop in, and they cost I think €6 for both of them. So quite nice, and you can buy both on the same page. So I will leave everything linked in the description. Just check the models if they are the correct ones that you need. So pop the pin back in with the thick part of the pin extractor tool. Certify that it's the same way in and out. I just push it a little bit too far, so I need to correct it. So let's just put the tool back in again and pop it a little back in because I overdid it, and the size should be the same on both sides. So again, I overdid it again, so just half a turn, it's enough. So now that the length of the pin is distributed from both sides, let's pop in everything again, put the brakes again on 0 and 1 internal, so 0 external and 1 internal. So give it a free spool test again. Look at this, going for forever. So I think the GIU was the best cheaper option of the Histar Aurora Air family because it solved most of the problems that people had with the Aurora Air Mini, but unfortunately it was discontinued. Now we only have the 99 gram that's made of carbon and it's almost €100. But if you have one, all the upgrades will be the same, even for the Aurora Air Mini. And with that said, I will see you guys on my next video, which might be another upgrade because weather sucks. Bye!